Okay, you have on this paper, whoops, hold on, there we go. Here, I want you to look at numbers 1 and 2. I want you to plot these points here, plot, and for number 1, and then plot these points for number 2, and I want you to look and see what we're dealing with, okay? It will either be quadratic, linear, or exponential. Okay, so do that now. Shouldn't take very long. What does number 1 look like? Which one? Number 1, what is this? Quadratic, linear, or exponential? This is, clearly it's a quadratic, right? Any questions on that? All right, number 2, let me make sure my -2, -2. Who's got, what is number 2? What does that look like? Yes, linear. Negative, where am I? -1, 0. 0, 2, 1, 4, and 2, 6. How about we have a whole test on just this? Right? Okay, but really this is all we're doing today. Quadratic, linear, kind of obvious, right? There's one more, exponential, which I'll remind you. It's been a few weeks since we've done exponential, but it's one of those graphs. I'm just going to sketch it right here. It can look kind of weird where it looks like that, okay? You remember looking at these? So I will review that shortly, okay? Now, I want us to look at 3 and 4. I'm going to do this on a piece of paper. So you may or may not have room for your notes here. There's some rules that apply, and I suggest that we make sure you write them down because there's rules. You'll see. So by looking at the table, and it's not necessarily graphing because it doesn't say to graph, we need to look at it and say, what is this, a quadratic? Is this a linear? Or is this exponential? Well, that's where the rules come in. So I'm going to give you the rules and you'll see. You have to look at the y's. Okay? The y's is all we're looking at. So let's look at number 3. So we have 0, 3, 1, 4, 2, 7, and what's the last one? 3, 12? Okay. I'm going to use some different colors here. If you like to do that, this is a good time. Okay. So first rule is, make sure we're on the same page. If I said the word difference, what operation am I talking about? Subtraction. So let's look at the difference of y's. I keep covering that. I'm going to abbreviate if y'all are okay with that. The difference, you see my cute little shorthand. and y's are equal. Okay? If the difference in y's are equal. So let's look at our y's. What is the difference? What is 3 minus 4? Be careful. Negative 1. What is 4 minus 7? Negative 3. What is 7 minus 12? Negative 5. Okay? So immediately, these differences are not equal. Do y'all see that? Okay. Well, let me finish my rule. If the differences in y are equal, then we are talking about a linear equation. So number 3 is not linear. All right, so I'm actually going to write this, not linear. I don't know if you can see that. Right there. Okay. So move on. Rule number 2. Here's where it gets kind of fun. The second difference. All right, let me stop. And does anybody want to guess what is the second difference? I'll give you a hint. This is the first difference. What's the second difference? Negative 1 minus negative 3. I use blue. So what is negative 1 minus negative 3? You got a double negative there. Let's write it down. Negative 1 minus negative 3. Add the opposite is positive 2. That's okay. So let's do the other second difference. Negative 3 minus negative 5. Add the opposite, you also get 2. Does everybody see that?
How come you have to, so why is it not just negative 1 minus 3? Because it's like a negative 3. How come you have to?
I'm subtracting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, second difference. So what do we notice? The second difference is equal, right? Second difference is in y are equal, then this is a quadratic. So is the second difference equal? Yes. So what kind of graph would this be? This is a quadratic. Okay, there's one more rule. I'll move up. Rule number 3, if it's not linear and if it's not quadratic, it's most likely exponential. Well, here's the rule. Ratio y values are equal. Ratio is just another word for fraction. So what I want you to do now is look at number 4. Look at the table. So we have 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 8, 3, 18. And this is the x and the y. Did we do anything with the x's, guys? Nope. Look at these y's, and I want you to tell me what kind of graph we have. Do that now. All right, so let's do the first difference. What is 0 minus 2? Negative 2. What is 2 minus 8? Negative 6. What is 8 minus 18? Negative 10. So the first rule says if they're equal, it's linear. These are not equal. Okay, so let's do the second difference. Negative 2 minus negative 6 is what? Positive 4. Let's do the second one. You have negative 6 minus negative 10, and you also get what? 4. So this is not linear. This is what? Quadratic. Okay? Now let's look at number 5, which should be a graph. Okay, what I want you to do now, do 5 and 6. Here's 5, and here's 6. Do this on your graph paper, and number 6 is another table. So do these two now. Who's got number 5? What's it look like? Is it linear? Is it quadratic? Austin, what is it? Exponential. So let's check. You're correct. Negative 1 up a half. Well, that's weird. Okay, let's keep going. 0, 1. 1, 2. I see it now. 2 and 4. Okay. This is, and I'm going to abbreviate again, exponential. Okay. Any questions on that? And number 6. I'll do that one over here. New paper. Give me 1 second. Number 5. All right, we got a table. Do me a favor and make sure I write this down right. 05, is that the right one? 0, 5, 1, 6, 2, 7, and 3, 8. All right, first difference, what's 5 minus 6? Negative 1. 6 minus 7? Negative 1. 7 minus 8? What kind of, what is this? This is linear. Any questions? Okay, so for homework is simply do 7 through 12. So you have graph paper to finish, you have plenty. And it's just like what we've been doing. Okay, and we'll go from there. Your quiz will be on, let me look at the quiz because it's been a while.